Okay, y'all, I'm back to tell you some more of the story. If you remember last time, I was telling the story. I talked about getting sold into Egypt by the Ishmaelite men. They came, they sold me in, took me down to Egypt. I remember I said I was laid back, tied up on a camel. So they took me down to Egypt, and they sold me like a slave, like sold me as a slave to Egypt. So I'm like, man, sold me to a guy named Potiphar. He was captain of the guard and everything. I told you all that last time. But anyway, so I'm down here in Egypt, and they talking to me through this interpreter. That's how I found out I was sold as a slave. I was thinking, man, this my brother's done sold me as a slave. Man, I couldn't believe that, man. It was really hard to believe, man. So anyway, let me fix my, yeah, okay. Anyway, so I was like, man, what am I gonna do? I don't know how to get out of here or nothing like that. I don't know where I'm at. I don't speak the language, you know. So they wanted to test me first to see if I was the type of slave that would try to run. Oh yeah, let me tell you, they shaved all my hair off, put me in this like a burlap sack. It was my clothes, man, like a burlap sack. So I'm like, man, I ain't even got no clothes, man. I'm just wearing a sack. Got the arms and cut out and everything, the head cut out. I put the sack on, look like I'm wearing a dress. I'm like, man, this ain't even regular clothes. But anyway, I gotta go do all this work for Potiphar. And so, you know, they talked to me through this interpreter. And my first task was, they wanted me to go and see if I could find my way to the bathroom and back, basically. And the bathroom wasn't, you know, I went down, they took me, showed me where the bathroom was. They wanted to see if I could find my way back. So the guy stopped up on top of the hill, my interpreter, stopped on top of the hill and was like, okay, go down here by the river. That's where you'll be going to use the bathroom. If you look down there, you'll see the spot where the ladies go together to get water. You know what I'm saying? Go to get water. And you'll see the spot where where the rocks are, where the ladies go to wash clothes. I'm like, okay, we're talking about, they really talking about slaves to go do this stuff, because the ladies wasn't doing nothing, laid up, laid back. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, somebody out here cutting grass as soon as I start recording. But anyway, excuse me. So I go down here, and he stops on top of the hill. He's like, I can see from up here. He said, you just make your way down through these little bull rushes and everything and come out on the other side. You know, you're good. You know, go down here and show me that you found the bathroom and come back. I'm like, okay, I could do that. So I go down there, I show him I found the bathroom, came back. He said, oh, it's pretty good, pretty good. And see, it was a test to see if I would run. And, you know, I didn't run. I just thought it was, you know, they want to see if I knew where the bathroom was. So I come on back. It's okay. He passed that test. You know, he's good. He's not going to run. You know, I don't know what they saying. They talking to somebody else, talk to the Potiphar dude. And so I'm like, all right, you know, cool. So everything's good. So they give me a task of going down here to build a bathroom now. So I'm like, man, why am I get the stuff to build a bathroom? I'm like, okay, I'll build a bathroom for you, but you know, I'm gonna need some stuff. He's like, no, you got to make some bricks out of this sand and mud down here. So I'm like, man, see, they would be coming out here cutting grass soon as I start. Every time I start recording, somebody starts happening. The last time it was the stove making noise. This time somebody out here cutting grass. But anyway, so I'm down here. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got to go down here and build a bathroom. I said, that's no problem. I'll build a bathroom. So I'm thinking I'm building something that looks like an outhouse. But I get down here, and they telling me we want it built right here. Well, but you know, they want me to build it in between where the ladies go and get the water, and where the ladies wash the clothes. I'm like, it ain't a good spot right here. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, you know, this is where we want it built. So I said, you know, so I came up with a plan. I got a little stick, and I started drawing in the sand how I wanted to build it. And so the interpreter was like, let's see what you got, you know. So I was drawing it in the sand how to build it. And so I built like, I drew like a plan out in the sand. They had like 4 compartments, you know, and the interpreter liked it. So he took it back to Pharaoh and told Pharaoh, not Pharaoh, I'm sorry, told Potiphar this guy, he's smart. He knows how to build stuff. He knows how to make things work. So Potiphar started paying attention to that. So he was like, okay, put him over. So he showed him the plan. Basically, he brought him down and showed him the plan before the water washed it away. Thank God I went ahead and draw it again. But he come down there and showed him the plan. Stand up on the hill looking at it. And so Potiphar liked it. He was like, okay, let's put him over the bathroom thing. So I'm like, I'm over the getting the bathroom built. So I come down here. We start digging in the sand and mud, right? And I noticed that the water started flowing in. It like changed the direction of some of the water when we start digging right by the river. I was like, shoot, we can change the direction of the water. I said it worked really well. But I was like, okay, we don't need the water right where we're trying to build though. So we had to put that sand back down, pack it back down, so the river kept going the same direction that we wanted it to go. So I said, okay, now we got to figure out a way to make the water come where we want it to go without it messing up what we're trying to do while we're building it. So we decided to build it first and then bring the water in so it'll flow around the way we want it to go. So we dug the little trenches and stuff. We didn't bring it all the way to the water. We just dug it on the land part, dug little trenches. We made little bricks out of the mud, waited till they hardened, laid them bad boys, and we had it going to where when the women come down, it was like a well down by the water. If the women would come down, it was like a little well, so they could draw their water from the well, get their clean water, you know what I'm saying? And then next to that was a little spot where people would go to wash their hands in the river. You know what I'm saying? If their hands is dirty or whatever, they could wash them in the river. Then next to that, we had it set up to where where the ladies come in, where the rocks was at. The ladies come down and they wash their clothes on the rocks. You know what I'm saying? So I made it look like a huge shed basically. We built, made out of bricks, a huge little shed. Part of it, the open part on the end was where the women come to get to the well. We pretty much just dug a well right there by the river and had the water come in under, and they could just come and get water out of the well. But anyway, so they can get water out of the well, and then on the rocks the ladies could wash their clothes, and then we had built a little spot where the water would come up to where we could wash our hands, basically. We had the water where the water would come up a certain height where you can wash your hands, and then it would flow out. After you wash your hands, it would flow over into another spot, so they won't stay dirty or nothing like that. So anyway, you would wash your hands, and then we had it where to flow. Anyway, and then down on the other end, past where you wash clothes and wash your hands, and where you had to drink, and the water was flowing to the right of me. Okay, so you had the well where they was getting the drinks, then you had the hand washing, and then you had the clothes washing, and then you had the bathroom part where you use the bathroom. Okay, and then it just flowed the rest of the way on down the river. And so we set that up and built it, and made it look pretty nice, look like a giant shed, like I said, down there by the river on that one part. So Potiphar, he liked that. And he liked it so much, he told the Pharaoh about it after we built it. And he told the Pharaoh about it, and the Pharaoh liked it. So the Pharaoh wanted one built in the where the prison was. So now the fact that I learned how to redirect the water, we had to bring it all the way around to where Pharaoh's prison was and run it through the back of the prison so we could build the same thing in the back of the prison. A place to wash your clothes, a place to wash your hands, a place to drink, and a place to use the bathroom. So anyway, he put me over that. So I got promoted my first day. First day working, I got promoted because I drew some plans up before I got started. Okay, so that was cool. I said, I got promotion on my first day. That's cool. And he Pharaoh, not Pharaoh. I don't know why I keep saying Pharaoh. Potiphar kept putting me on more and more different things to do. And one day it was this little girl was missing. She had been missing for like, I don't know, maybe 2 days maybe. And so, I'm down here. I told him I had to, use the bathroom. And I was coming from a different direction though. And I had to cut through the forest to get to the bathroom. So I cut through the forest and came out where the bulrushes were, and went on to use the bed. I was using the bathroom, and I noticed that something was, right there as I come back to the forest. There was something in the bulrushes, something in that high grass right there was moving. I was like, oh no, it's some kind of animal in here. I got to figure out how to get past this bad boy, get back to where I'm working at. And I looked, and every once in a while you can see the grass moving, like it was getting closer. I'm over here trying to use the bathroom. I'm like, hurry up, hurry up. I'm about to stay in here so that, I could be safe. But I could still see out from where I was at. I could see out, but, I was like, man, it's got to be coming. So I try to hurry up. I'm forcing too, boy. I'm trying to hurry up. And then I come out, and I'm like, now I got to go wash my hands. So I run up to the other part, and I wash my hands. And I'm trying to hurry up and get done so I can get back and see where it went. You know what I'm saying? So I know which way to go to get away from it. I come back, this bad boy is right at the edge of the bulrushes, and I can see some hair sticking up out of the grass. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lion coming. It's a lion coming. He's gonna eat me up. I'm done for. So I'm trying to figure out how to juke this lion. I'm like, man, I gotta figure out something before he comes through these bushes. I know he could probably see me from where he's at. Come through the bushes, I'm ready to dip. But come through the bushes, it's the little girl that was missing, y'all. It's the little girl that was missing. So I get her, and I'm like, come on, go with me. So I'm thinking the lion is still somewhere else, but come find out it was just her hair sticking up out of the thing. But it's a little girl. So I grab her hand, come on, go with me. She was happy I found her and everything. She was, lost in the forest. I went back through the forest. She told me her name. I forgot her name. I just called her little girl for right now. But took her back to Potiphar. They found, the parents and everything. It was one of the slave girls. So they found, I don't know if she got in trouble or not, but, I brought her back. So they wanted to promote me because of that. I'm like, cool. This was weeks later, so it wasn't like the next day or nothing like that. This was, a few months later, basically. That happened. So I got promoted again. So Potiphar kept putting me over more and more stuff that he had to do. So I'm getting over more and more things. Next thing I know, Potiphar done put me over everything that he owns. I'm running everything of this man, except the only thing I wasn't over was his wife. I was over everything in his house, everything outside his house that he had to do. I was the guy who had to make sure the grass got cut. I was the guy who made sure the dishes got washed. All that kind of stuff. Everything that was built, everything that was made, everything that was done, sold, the clothes getting sold. He put me over top of the slaves. I was like, boy, I'm doing pretty good. And boy, when he promoted me on the top of everything, he came in. I came in there, and I remember the day that he promoted me. He took my potato sack. You might as well just call it a potato sack. He took that burlap sack off of me, and he gave me some clothes to put on. Now I'm dressed like all the regular people. Boy, I felt like I was living high on the hog that day. Boy, I was like, yeah, boy. Now I'm looking fresh to death. Man, I'm looking good, man. I was happy about that. I said, oh, man, I'm looking good now. And so, everybody else still kind of knew I'm over there, I'm doing certain things. I make sure everything get done. So my job was just to make sure everything got done. Potiphar wasn't worried about nothing. He'll go to work in the military, do what he got to do, come home, enjoy his wife. Food be ready, clothes is ready. The next day for him to go to work, everything was fine and dandy. I was handling it all. Had it going on, boy. Next thing I know, I go in the house one day. He's gone, the Potiphar's gone to work. His wife up in there talking about, lie with me. She think I'm cute. I'm like, this woman thinking I'm cute, man. You married, lady. You know what I'm saying? Lady, look, you married. I'm a slave. You trying to get me killed. We ain't having it. We ain't having it. So, I'm like, no, I can't do that. Plus it'd be a sin, against my God. I ain't having it. Shoot, y'all really trying to get me killed for good. So I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Next day, come up in the house and get some work done. Lie with me. I'm like, boy, this woman ain't gonna give up, is she? She kept pressing me with this mess. She kept on and kept on and kept on. I was like, man, should I tell her husband on her or what? What should I do? I said, he ain't gonna believe me over her, no way. I said, she be done got me killed. I said, I better not say nothing. So I ain't saying nothing, right? Man, one day, I come over there. She told me, you know, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. I'm looking at her like, what? What are you talking about? And she over her, she's getting ready to start disrobing. She ready to start taking her clothes off. I'm like, I know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get up out of here. And so I got up out of there. I got up out of there, boy. Gone. Like, nah, skip that. I ain't doing that. You know, so about a couple of weeks later, I come up in there. Now this day, I was the only one in the house. All the guards was outside. Everybody was outside at the time. I came in the house and was trying to get some stuff done. I think I was coming to do some paperwork. Get some paperwork done for the Pharaoh. And she hollered live with me again. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. You know, this is a sin against my God, blah, 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 blah. And she grabbed me by my clothes. And y'all know what happened when she grabbed me by my clothes. I had a flashback of my brothers grabbing me by my coat. Whoosh, slipped out of them clothes. Gone like the wind. You hear me? Gone, getting up through there. I ran through the house. She screamed because I ran. She started screaming. The guards come running in, right? I'm still upstairs trying to get out of the house. You know, she's screaming. I'm like, what she's screaming for? She's screaming, guards, guards, guards. The guards come running in. I'm downstairs. The guards done ran past me to upstairs to see what's going on with her. I'm downstairs. I'm trying to get through this, like I'm cutting through the back, you know, toward the kitchen, you know, so I can go through the kitchen and come out and, you know, and get outside where I can really run. And I hear her upstairs talking about, he tried to lie with me. He tried to rape me. I knew I was a dead man after that. I knew I was dead. I like, man, she trying to get me killed for real. So I come through the kitchen, right? That same little girl, this is years later now. That same little girl that I found, remember I said I found her down in the bulrushes. I thought was a lion. That little girl, she's a teenager now, right? And, you know, when I found her, I was just call her little girl. She couldn't remember my name, so she called me Forrest. Because I found her down there by the forest. So she just called me Forrest. I run past her, right? She ready to run with me because she black. She ready to take off with me because she black. I'm like, no. They have to be. They're not after you. They have to be. Boo out the way. So she get out the way, right? I dip. I go out the door, come around that building, gone, boy. I'm gone. I said, I know I'm getting away now. I'm gone. I come around that corner, gone down the street, flying. She look out the window. The guards run past her. They come out the door. She looking out the window as I'm coming around front. She holler, run, Forrest, run. Man, I'm getting up through there, man. That ain't funny, but still. I'm getting up through there, man. She holler, run, Forrest, run. I let me know the guards was on me, boy. I'm flying. I'm like, man, they not going to catch me today. I get all the way down to the end of the block. Why some guards going to come around the corner from the end of the block? Because I knew that once I turned that corner, they weren't going to see which way I went. I was going to be gone for good. If I had to find my way back home, I was going to be gone. I come around that corner, ran straight into a couple of guards. They stopped me. What are you running for? I couldn't explain. They caught me. Man, and I just looked up to the heavens. I said, and God opened up the heavens and said, I hate you, alfalfa. Oh, man, I was so heated, man. They're going to tie me back up, bring me back around there, waiting for Potiphar to get home. Now, she's still in there with my clothes, laid up with my clothes next to her, waiting on Potiphar to get home. Man, you already know, it's a whooping coming. You ever know you wait till your father gets home. You know you're going to get a whooping. It's a whooping coming. Except I'm talking about with a whip. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no switch. This is a whip. I'm like, man, I'm about to get beat down. I'm about to die today. Potiphar come home. She tell him that I try to lie with her, try to rape her and all this kind of stuff. You know, so he tells the guard, yeah, throw him into prison. He's so mad at me, you know, he don't whip me though. He's so mad, he just said, get him out of my sight. And they was like, where you want us to take him? He just put him in the prison. So they put me in the prison, in Pharaoh's prison, not in a regular prison. They take me to Pharaoh's prison. Put me up in there. And that was my rise of power. I rose up to the top I was at the top, man. I was doing good. Next thing you know, I'm back in prison. Took me out of the nice clothes. Man, I tell you, man, them clothes was busting, man. The clothes was busting. Took me out of them nice clothes, man, and I'm back in this burlap sack, put in prison. I'm like, man, I'm done. So I'm gonna stop the story right there, and I'll come back another time and tell you some more of the story, because I don't want the videos to be too long. But man, that just wasn't right, man. They did me wrong. I was doing all that work, man. That work was hard too, y'all. That work was hard. It took me years to get this stuff done. I was building all kinds of stuff for him. I was fixing his house, everything that broke, I was fixing it. I was taking care of paperwork for his military stuff. I was helping him draw up plans for stuff he wanted to do. I was doing everything, helping to wash clothes, helping to go get water. I was helping the women get water, you know, because it was a little heavy to carry. I was helping them get the water. I was helping them, you know, I was building a system to make it, you know, a little easier for them to get water. You know, I was doing stuff that the Pharaoh wanted done, that he told Potiphar to get done, because Potiphar was doing such a good job. He getting raises and stuff. So anyway, I was basically making making Potiphar rich. Basically is what I was doing. I was making Potiphar rich. And man, he promoted me real good. But his wife, man, that woman was trying to be a cougar, man. She was trying to be a cougar on me. And she was mad because I wouldn't lie with her. But anyway, so I ended up in prison, y'all. I went to jail. Not just regular jail, prison. I'm in prison. And I'll come back and let y'all know some more on the story. So God bless y'all. Love y'all. Bye.